And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Friday, February 14th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. We welcome you on a Friday morning. It's cloudy and overcast and quite cold out there. 22 degrees was the temperature on my car thermometer. But going to get warmer, and it's going to be a fantastic Friday before it's all over with. We're on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust, and we have Marty Crow with us this morning to do the bank commercial. Marty, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to our program. This is a first for you.
It is, and I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're glad to have you. You have the title of Assistant Vice President. You are Office Manager of the Leeville branch, right?
That's right. Been there about 2 months now.
How long you been with the bank?
A little over 18 months. Mm-hmm. I've been in banking for about 8 years now.
Well, tell us about your background. Did you grow up here in Wilson County?
I did not. I'm originally from Panama City Beach, and I get asked a lot, Panama City Beach.
Panama City Beach, Florida?
Why did you leave? Yeah, Panama City Beach, Florida.
There isn't any other one that I know of.
Right.
Yeah, why did you leave?
Well, I married a Tennessee woman.
All right, that's good.
And that brought me to Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, you have any children?
I've got two. I've got a 3-year-old named Reagan, and I've got a 2-week-old named McKinley.
Oh, boy. Well, the first 6 weeks, but you've already experienced this one time. First 6 weeks are the worst.
It's coming at me pretty quick.
Yeah.
You kind of forget.
How did you get into banking? Or did you want to do this maybe from high school or college? Or?
I always had an interest in numbers, and I knew I wanted to get a degree in business. Working with people was always something I enjoyed doing. And I met a banker who told me it's a great career, and I'm glad I listened because it really turned out to be a lot of fun.
So you did have some banking experience before coming and joining Wilson Bank and Trust.
I did. I followed a college roommate after I got my degree in finance and moved up to Anchorage, Alaska. And I was up there for about 7 years working for a community bank, loaning money and managing a branch up there.
Well, that's quite a contrast from Panama City Beach, Florida, to where in Alaska?
Anchorage,
yeah.
Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, this would be summertime almost, wouldn't it?
Almost.
Did you like Alaska? Okay.
It's great. People were great. Outdoor opportunities are world class, and only problem is it's about a 10-hour flight to see my parents and my wife. Those winters got longer every year. She let me know about that.
Well, you what did you start doing when you joined Wilson Bank Trust? What did you say, a year and a half ago or something?
That's right. Started out as a loan officer out of the Mount Juliet office, and worked there for about 16 months. And an opportunity came knocking to manage the Leeville office, and I'm excited to be there. And it's been a good opportunity so far.
Well, let's talk about your office there. Approximately how many people you have in the office with you?
We've got about 5 right now.
Mm-hmm. You adequately staffed, you think?
We might could use one more, but it's tough. It's tough to get people right now. The labor market's tight. So,
yeah. Well, now you as the manager, I guess you have to know how to do and maybe do most anything there. I don't guess you're a teller, but you might even have to do that if somebody got sick and you were shorthanded. But what you mainly manage and lend money?
Yeah, I mean, I wear a lot of hats, and depending on the day, I gotta do different things. But loaning money is one of the main things I do, and so if anyone's listening and is thinking about building or buying, would love to talk to you.
Well, you rates are still good, aren't they? Very good, right? Very attractive right now.
It's a good time to borrow money.
Yeah. And of course, you have your full service. I think all the branches, I believe there are 28 branches of Wilson Bank and Trust, and all of them provide basically the same service. I mean, you can open up a savings account, a checking account, you borrow money, you do all of that.
That's right. Yeah, full service locations all across Middle Tennessee, and it's great. You can open a checking account or you can get a loan at any one of them.
Mm-hmm. But as far as Leeville goes, you have your presence in the community there, and Leeville has been an outstanding community in the history of Wilson County. I don't know whether you've had a chance to check up on that or not, but there have been some fine people who have lived in that community, and I'm sure still do, but it's not like it used to be. Everything changes.
I've heard that quite a number of times. People tell me that people that have lived there a while, that a lot of rooftops are coming in, and a lot of new faces, and growth is coming to Leeville.
Yeah, it is, but your bank is right there. I believe it's on Highway 109, isn't it?
That's right.
And I've been by there several times. It's a convenient location, and I'll bet you do a lot of business.
It's growing. It's growing, and like you said, just right off Interstate 40, and a great location. We think it's convenient for people to stop in, get yourself a cup of coffee, and meet our beautiful smiling faces of the Leeville boys.
All right, we about out of time here, but appreciate you stopping by this morning, and I'm sure you'll be coming back on a regular basis, but there's so many of you, you don't get around as often as you used to. But this is Marty Crow. He's Assistant Vice President and Office Manager for the Leeville branch of Wilson Bank and Trust. We always close by saying Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. They're still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Marty, thank you very much, and have a fantastic day, and we'll see you next time, whenever that is.
Thank you.
Okay, we're 10 minutes after the hour, and I want to welcome Senator Mark Pody for our Friday Senate report. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. It's great to be here.
Well, it's great to have you this morning, and I know you've got a lot to tell us of what's taking place in Nashville, Tennessee at Capitol Hill this week.
But before I do, I bet you did something this morning. You probably said to Helen, Happy Valentine's Day. and I'd said that to my wife. I said, honey, and I even looked up on Google. I said, now, where did Valentine's Day come from? And it's kind of a history there, because it's a kind of different people had different stories on there.
Now, you know what? Somebody asked me this morning if I woke up grumpy, and I said, no, she was asleep.
No. Helen is so sweet and such a supporter of yours, She, always, she's right there with you,
She is sawing logs most mornings when I leave, but she always manages to turn the radio on by 7 to hear the whole program.
Well, good morning, Helen.
I'm sure she's listening.
So I got to tell you somebody else that's listening. Scott Benson.
Yeah.
And so after we were done last week, and Scott's a very loyal listener. You got a lot of people throughout this county. In fact, I want to say movers and shakers throughout this county that listen to you and get information and news from you. And I'm one of them. But Scott calls me and says, Mark, you said something a little bit that we need to clarify on Coleman's show. And I said, well, Scott, what is it? And he said, you were talking about the teachers' raises, and we're going to get $117 million that the governor put in his budget, and that equates to about a 4% raise for teachers. And he said, teachers are going to think that their entire payroll is going to go up 4%, where that's only actually affecting the state portion, because part of it's a local funding as well. And he said, so if you say it's 4%, that's only of the state part, not of the local. So he said, and I said, Scott, believe me, I will tell Coleman that we will clear that right up, and I appreciate you pointing it out, because you're right. He's right. And if I said it in correct way, which I'm sure I did, I want to make sure that's correct. It's just the state portion that'll be a 4%.
It's still a pretty big bump in the state budget, but maybe not as much as it sounds the way you presented it.
That's exactly right. And $117 million, record amount of money of new increase to teacher pay. So, the governor, and I think that's one thing that the whole state, as far as legislatures, we want to reward our teachers. Sometimes we're going to say, boy, this is a lot of money here, a lot of money there. But if we can help our teachers out, I really think that's the right place to be investing our money in education.
Well, what all's happened this week? We talked last week primarily, just about all the time, we talked about the proposals the governor had presented in his State of the State address, and pertaining to the budget, of course.
Yes. So now we're going through in what they call budget hearings. So that, the governor had his budget hearings in the fall, where he brings all the departments in and they present their budget to him. And then the House actually did something totally unique, and that was with Susan Lynn. They had their budget hearings in the fall as well. But the Senate, we're holding our budget hearings now. So every department comes before the the Senate and has to present their budget. We break it up by committees. So, for example, I'm on tourism, and so tourism came in and presented their budget. And tourism and agriculture, right now, it used to be ag was always number one by a long shot in the state of Tennessee, but tourism is actually catching up, and it may even surpass ag down the road. So we're investing more money in ag. We're actually giving more money for the ag enhancement program, I think another additional $7 million. But tourism brings money in. People come here from out of state, out of country, they spend money and they leave. And that way we don't have to invest in schools for them. We don't have to invest in, a lot of different infrastructure for tourism. So that tourism dollars are really, really good. And it could turn out that it's going to be it could be our main industry down the road. And we're one of the highest non-coastal tourist places in America. We were talking Florida. Florida, of course, has the oceans and so forth. But this is really unique.
When you think of Tennessee, especially East Tennessee and the Smoky Mountains and Gatlinburg and all this, but there's a lot of attention to Memphis and West Tennessee and Reelfoot Lake and here in Middle Tennessee. Nashville itself is a big attraction in a lot of ways.
That's exactly right. And Mark Ezell is the commissioner for tourism, and he is a marketer. And, if you think about where he came from the dairy industry and such, and remember the phrase, got milk with the mustache and such, that was him. So he's actually now marketing Tennessee, and he's analyzing where people's coming from to visit Tennessee and how can we market in those states to get more people here and even overseas. So they're looking to say what it is that we can bring people here. And it's ironic that some of the people in, for example, Germany and France and such, they want to come to Tennessee, and that's good money for Tennesseans to come here. In fact, if we look at Wilson County, they gave me some numbers for Wilson County. We actually have direct tourism, over $172 million that's spent here last year. And if we break that down, that means if we look at the taxes, every single household in Tennessee or in Wilson County got $106 relief in taxes that they wouldn't have had to pay because we got it from tourism. So here in Wilson County, if we look at the state and the county tax, it's actually saved us about $324 per person or per household, I should say, in taxes that we didn't have to pay in property tax or something. So that's a pretty good bump for us here in Wilson County.
Okay, this is a good place for us to take a pause for a minute, take a break, which we're going to do, and more coming up on our Friday Senate Report with Senator Mark Bodie in a moment. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford, regular oil change. It's only $28.95 up to 5 quarts of oil. Tax and disposal is the best price around. 1673 West Main. Bates Ford, now with traffic. Let's check in with Chuck.
Well, good morning. A crash there at Due West at Dickerson Pike getting some attention. A wreck with injury still being cleared. 5900 block at Cane Ridge Road, South Nashville, Antioch. They're out with a wreck Harding Place at Antioch Pike. 24 West is busy right now by Harding Place coming in from Rutherford County. Still slow at times coming in from Kingston Springs on 40 eastbound. From that earlier wreck at the 193 mile marker. Hey, Donut Distillery in East Nashville offers delicious mini donuts. Signature Donuts, famous whiskey glaze. Go see them at Donut Distillery in East Nashville, 311 Gallatin Avenue. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Javen Cripps, and I'm running to be your next circuit court judge. It's been an honor to serve you as an assistant district attorney for the last 13 years. For the last 5 years, I've spent most of my time in Macon County. Judge Wooten has served us well for 21 years and is now retired. I'm confident that I have the skills and experience necessary to fill the position. Serving as your circuit court judge would be my honor, and nobody will work harder to serve with honesty and integrity. I'm Javen Cripps, asking for your vote.
Paid for by the committee to elect Javen Cripps for Circuit Judge, Madeline Jennings, Treasurer.
Cumberland University Baseball is live this season on WANT and WCOR. Tune in for all of the home games and all of the Mid-South Conference matchups with Coach Woody Hunt's three-time champion Cumberland Phoenix baseball team. Mitch Walters brings you all of the action on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490. For a complete schedule, visit GoCumberlandAthletics.com. It's live Cumberland University Baseball on WANT and WCOR.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here. Our Friday Senate Report, Senator Mark Cody. Let's pick up where we left off. I'm not sure where we were. We talked about something else during the break.
Well, I know we were talking about the Packers, okay? And Packers and Titans both made in the top 4 teams in the nation. It was amazing. But, yeah, we were ending up with the tourism budget that we did. That's something that we're going through. I'm going to have TDOT coming in next. It was one thing that they did say on tourism. There's more hotel rooms being built in Tennessee right now than anywhere else in the nation. We're the number 1 state for hotel rooms being built.
Wow.
So it is amazing. Something else is early voting's going on. So we got a lot of people running we got, judges running and such. Primaries are going. So early voting just started this week. And we can be so proud of our election administrator here. We've got a terrific organization because our group here, they actually train others from not only across the state, but people come in and tour Wilson County to see how well we do in our election. So I want to give a shout out to them as well. All right, something else that we're doing is we're holding bills and hearing them and being on transportation. Some of the things that's coming through is Amtrak. And what is it that we should do with Amtrak? Because the federal government's put some money aside. And if we're interested in looking at an Amtrak, what that might look like coming through, possibly from Nashville to Atlanta, or maybe something from Memphis to Nashville, just what would that look like? And so I think we're going to at least do a study on what that might look like economically. However, in no way would we think that this is going to pay for itself. So the federal government even said that after 3 years or whatever, eventually, even after we built it, it would be turned over to the state to pick up expenses. And it would be expensive for this state to run it because it's not going to be a profitable deal. Is that something that Tennessee should or wants to do?
Well, we might just think about our highways. They don't make money either. And if this alleviates some of the traffic, I'm sure that's part of what you're thinking about here. So alleviating some of the traffic on the highways with the train picking it up.
That would be something that they're going to look at. So I will tell you that the commercial railroad that owns the track, they're not interested because it's harder for them to move their freight when they're moving around passenger trail as well, or passenger line and passenger rail. We'd have to increase the capacity of the tracks, so that's going to be an expense because to carry passengers, it's a higher level than we can for just freight. But that's something that's going to be looking at. We're looking at that in the Department of Transportation. Something else we're going to be looking to doing is a bill that's going through is when should somebody being put up for adoption, how much time should that mother have to change her mind? So right now they have, for example, 72 hours. So a baby's born.
3 days.
Yes. And you picture a new family that's prepared for a baby. They've signed all the papers and this baby's coming in and they have the baby now for a few days and the mother changes their mind and says, no, I don't want to do it. I want to take my baby back. And there's some people saying, well, 3 days is not enough. It should go to 2 weeks. So that would be that baby goes to a family for a couple of weeks, and then should we give that mother more time to change their mind and say, well, I made a mistake and I want my baby back. I don't know what the right time is, but
there's nobody to hold and take care of that baby until the mother's made up her mind, if it's 15 days or whatever.
Yeah, well, right now it would still go to the new family, but I could picture the new family. They've had that baby, they've invested that baby, they bought everything and then all of a sudden it's taken away. There's pros and cons of both sides.
Have you run this through your local committee, your local advisory committee?
I did.
What did they say?
They didn't even vote on it, okay? So they're going to study the issue this week and come back to me at it, but it's a real It's heartbreaking on both sides. It is, you know, and
Absolutely.
and all the bills that we run, you know, Coleman, some of the stuff, it's important, but it's not life-changing, if that makes sense. But this is something that we're affecting the child, the families, the siblings, and we want to make sure we get it right. And so I told the board yesterday, I said, I am so appreciative of them helping make this decision, because I could go either way.
What is being proposed? What length of time maybe is being talked about? Or is
2 weeks. 2 weeks. Right now it's 72 hours, but there's
14 days.
14 days. And is that enough time? Yeah, again, there's pros and cons on each side, because sometimes parents will say, yes, we're going to accept that baby, and they pay for the mother's expenses. They even go to the doctor's appointments with that mother, you know, and so for months they've been planning on this baby and so forth. And then the mother changes her mind. But then, you know, it's a young mother. It's hard to know what's right, and things change, and maybe things change in their life.
Would you like to have input from people listening?
Absolutely. If anybody has thoughts on that, please call our office, 615-741-2421. This is like a really important issue.
Well, personally, I wonder if 3 days is enough. But on the other hand, I don't think it ought to be much longer, surely not more than a week.
So I would love to have that input, and I know Christina's listening, and she's writing down your vote right now. Okay. So that's going through, and something else that we're doing, and now this is my bill, is going to be about the constables, and you know, constables is something that we've talked about, and they were at one time, you know, something I think really used a lot in the state of Tennessee. And some counties still use them. And it's a county decision whether they want constables or not, and what authority that they have. And, you know, each county can make up their own mind. However, it's hard for me to consider that we can tell somebody that they can actually be elected one day, and the very next day they can pick up a gun and go arrest people and so forth without any kind of training, without any thought of what that could be. And I know it's up to the people to elect each person, but I would really think in today's age they need to have some training, to know what the law is, to know what individuals' rights are, and so forth. You know, back 100 years ago, it's different. You know, I mean, but today it's a different society and such, and I think that they need the training.
You had input from law enforcement regarding
I have. So I've reached out and talked to some of the sheriffs. I've actually met and talked with the Constable Association, and they're in favor. They said, yes, please, and they're going to come down and help me do it as well.
Does the Constitution have to be changed to do this?
Nope. This is just going to be a statute, and once we pass it, then other people can come back and change it if they want to make it harder or easier or whatever. And the only thing this one's going to do is saying this, that once you're elected, before you actually have law enforcement authority, you have to go through a 40-hour training class. And I'm not asking for much. It's just 40 hours, you know, like if you're a policeman, you got to go through weeks and weeks, 12 weeks training, and it costs a lot of money to do that. This is just training that it's available by the state. It's free. They can go in, they can do it. 40 hours, at least they have a basic of understanding of what they can and cannot do. And most of our constables are so awesome. They do a great job. But there are a few that just seem to, as soon as they're elected, I don't want to call them Barney Fife, but they just don't understand the rules of what they can and can't do.
Well, I think you're on a good idea there.
So we're working that bill. That bill should go through. You know, I know I made a few of the constables a little bit upset, but I'm just trying to hold them accountable, and it's not going to affect anybody that's elected today. It's just for future elections. So if you want to run for a constable, you'll have to go through that 40-hour training class. You know, counties still have the option to get rid of them or whatever, because counties actually accept liability.
Let me clear. You're talking about after they get elected. You wouldn't have to go through that before you got your name on the ballot.
Nope.
Okay.
This is after. So that's good.
Whoever got elected, it's got to have 40 hours of training to serve. Okay.
Yes. All right. So then this week, what we're coming up is we do have transportation coming, and transportation, Coleman, is probably one of the biggest issues we have. You know, you got education, you got transportation. and we are growing so fast. And, the budget for transportation has grown a lot, but we got so many more roads to be putting in. So they're going to update us on every single road in Wilson County that they're working on, as well as the rest of the districts, and how much money's coming in from the, Improve Act, from their taxes, from the federal government, and so forth. And the more stability they have, the faster they can work. And right now we've got some issues with the federal government not having always counting on their budget being passed on a timely basis.
Are there any particular problems or slowdowns or whatever that anything you needing to discuss about Wilson County with them, or even your senatorial district?
You know what? I think we really have a very good individual that runs the department. His name's Paul Diggs. He's reasonable. I don't always agree with him, but, because I'm fighting for my district. I want more money for my district. Now, he's got 33 other senators that are telling him, or 32 other ones telling him the same thing. They want projects in their district. Right. And I have to let him actually choose what is going to be best for overall for Tennessee. But I want him to always know that I'm fighting for my district. If it's a contest between what senator's the strongest senator to get the most money, that's not fair. That's not the right way to go. It's got to be somebody a little bit on the outside that will look at. So every grand division gets money, whether you're rural, whether you're urban, everybody gets money, and he seems to divide it up. And I've watched him. I worked with him now for 11 years, and I think he does a really good job. In fact, I really think he's one of the best in the nation that does what he does.
Okay. 30 seconds. Tell us what's happening this next week.
All right. So we are hearing bills. We're a third of the way through the session so far. And this was full-fledged. We're going every single day hearing bills, and they're coming through very fast. I want to, thank my board because they're reviewing them, getting back to me, and we got a great opportunity. Tennessee's in great shape financially and fiscally. I think we're doing an awesome job.
Well, thanks for being here. We will have you in this same time slot next Friday and each Friday as long as the legislature's in session here, probably to the middle of April, I'm guessing, or maybe to the end of April.
All right. So, happy Valentine's Day and have a fantastic Friday.
All right. You too. Senator Mark Bodie, our Friday Senate report. We'll take a break here. Part 2 coming up. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:31. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental. Large inventory of new and used Kubota mowers, RTVs, tractors, hay equipment, and more. Come in Saturday. Free popcorn. Check out the new Kubota products. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Traffic still heavy and coming down 65 southbound right now through Madison, passing OHB, a wreck 24 eastbound there at 440. Trying to quickly move that over to the side. Injuries involved in that wreck from earlier, 700 block of Due West Avenue there near Dickerson Pike. Still heavy coming in from Wilson County right now, 40 westbound up past the airport. Donut Distillery in East Nashville offers delicious mini donuts. Signature Donuts, famous whiskey glaze. Go see them at Donut Distillery, East Nashville, 311 Gallatin Avenue. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
You see it in their smile, you read it in their reviews, and you hear it all over town. People love the way they're treated at Wilson County Motors. Honest, upfront pricing, top dollar on every trade, and one of the largest selections of new and pre-owned vehicles around. Wilson County Motors aims to exceed your expectations in every way possible. Get your Mitchell discount at Wilson County Motors in Lebanon, just 20 minutes east of the Nashville Airport. WilsonCountyMotors.com.
Someday you may wake up and think, uh-oh, I'm running out of time to do something about retirement. Waypoint Financial Partners can help you do something now that may provide a solid future for you and your family. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Axer Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC.
You will want to dress in layers today. Highs this afternoon will only climb into the upper 30s on mostly sunny skies. Temperatures on Saturday will have a big rebound, with highs on Saturday topping out in the mid-50s, with plenty of sunshine. For Sunday, clouds move back in. Afternoon highs on Sunday will reach the mid-50s. Rain chances do return by Monday. Let's look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2. It is Friday, and we're ready to get started here for the folks of the C&D team, Exit Rocky Top Realty. We've got Miss Judy and we've got Medina with us this morning, and we always tell you they're in the same location they've been all these years on West Main Street. Changed their name a little bit. It used to be C&D Realty. Now it's Exit Rocky Top Realty, and you're the C&D team. But we welcome both of you this morning, and I always like to tell them that you are people that they can trust, people you can trust, and that does mean a lot. And I think it's a great slogan. I think y'all came up with it a long time ago, and I picked up on it and hadn't let go.
Somebody said it to us, and we used it.
All right. Well, what do you got for
Good morning, Grumpy.
Good morning.
Helen, I'm taking up for you.
Oh, well, at least you were listening.
You hope she wasn't.
I know she is now, so she will know, and we'll see what happens.
All righty. But no, we wanted to tell you about a farm that we've listed up on Statesville Road. You go up Watertown Road and turn at the Three Forks Market, and you go probably a couple miles back in there on Statesville Road on the left, and it's a beautiful farm with 71 acres. It's one of the prettiest farms I've had in a long time. It's because you can ride over it in a four-wheeler, and it has 5 different pastures on it. Everything is fenced and cross-fenced. It has a gigantic horse barn on it, and the horse barn has 5 stalls, and it has a 1-bedroom apartment in it, and with a kitchen, a living room. So if you've got a horse trainer or somebody that wants to live with the horses, you've got an apartment in the horse barn.
Wow.
It's beautiful. Concrete floors, electric, everything the horse lovers would want. It has the arena, all the riding places. I don't really know a whole lot about horses, but it's a horse's dream, horse person's dream. It has 2 ponds on it.
Probably a horse's dream, too.
Horse's dream, too. Yeah. But it's got 2 ponds that are stocked with fish. And it has a koi pond at the house, but there's 2 ponds on the property. And it has 2 or 3 barns and several outbuildings. The big patio has a full outdoor kitchen on it, which is wonderful. The patio wraps around. It's a Victorian house. It's 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. And it's been completely remodeled. It has the great countertops, hardwoods, and it has they've kept the character of the home, which is beautiful. Even though they've remodeled it, when you walk in, you just feel the character. It has the big wraparound porch on it, and you can see the house from the road, and everything's gated. But it's really nice, and it's $849.9, which is a great price for 71 acres, all fenced. All you got to do, several people I think here in town board their horses there, so there is a thriving business there already. And the lady is moving, and she's there. And it's just too much for her to take care of.
Well, I was just wondering, why would anybody want to leave that?
Well, her husband has passed away, and so she cannot take care of it by herself. And she's moving, and she loves the place. But it's absolutely, even though it was cold yesterday, it was beautiful there. We saw some buttercups blooming already, and it was just really nice. But it's a great place, so if you want to see it, you just by appointment only. So just give us a call, and we'll get you into it.
615-443-3130, and somebody will answer that phone if you'll call.
That's right. And Medina's got one she wants to talk about.
All right, Medina, tell us more.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing fine.
I'm going to spread some love this morning.
All right.
I'm going to talk about a house that everybody will love. It's in Colonial Village. It's on Woodside Drive, 1441 Woodside Drive. It's $294.9, and it is 3-bedroom, 2 full baths with a bonus room over a 2-car garage. It has a backyard with a covered patio and then just a uncovered patio. It has granite countertops. The kitchen is very open. You can see while you're cooking. You can watch your family in the TV. living room, in the eating area. It's a very nice house. And, you know, in Colonial Village, those houses don't last long. Once one goes on the market, you better catch it because everybody wants to be in Colonial Village. It's a slab home. And it's close to everything. It's close to the interstate. It's close to the shopping, schools, Lebanon High School. It's all brick, but it's listed at $294,900. And I want to tell you about that one. And then we're also having an open house on Sunday on Eastover Road. And if you love going to Gatlinburg and renting the cabins, you go there. Well, this house right here could sit right in the middle of Gatlinburg Mountains, and you would be right there. It's on Eastover Road. It's a log. It's not a log cabin, but it looks like a log cabin. Mm-hmm. And on the inside, the ceilings, the walls, the floors are all wood paneling. And it's absolutely gorgeous. But it has 4 bedrooms and 3 full baths. It has a sauna inside the home. It has a hot tub. It has an in-ground pool. It has a 2-car garage attached with a full basement, unfinished. And then it has a 4-car detached shop that you can stack cars in there. And then it has a barn, and it's on 7 acres. So if you're looking for, it could be a getaway, it could be a chalet type, it could be for just a family that loves the acreage, but it has amazing views. And so the open house is this Sunday from 2 to 4. So we would love to have you.
Well,
in-ground pool.
And I think I said that, in-ground pool. Yeah.
Sounds like y'all been busy.
We're always busy.
Hard workers, working hard to.
That's right. We move, but you don't want to make a move without us.
Well, Medina always makes sure she gets that in. She might even get it in twice today. But everything's going well, and
we're staying busy. And it's used to April and May was when people list their homes. Now they're putting them on the market now because people are sitting at their computers getting ready for spring break. Starts next in a couple of weeks. Spring break's coming, so here we go.
Thank you all for being with us today. Miss Judy and Medina, C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. And one more time,
don't make a move without us.
All right.
See you next Friday.
Happy Valentine's Day.
We are 20 minutes before the hour, and we have another candidate that'll be on the ballot for the election. Actually, early voting is going on right now with Election Day on March 3rd, but Joe Ali joins us this morning. He's a candidate for District 17 County Commission seat, and actually is in that seat now, having been appointed by the County Commission. But Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thank you so much for the invitation, and I would like to say Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there, and especially to my wife, Christy. She's at home listening to us. Happy Valentine's Day, honey.
You're known as Joe Ali, and the information I got from the election office had this. It seems like maybe this is not your last name. You have another name.
So everybody knows me as Joe Ali, right, because I have one of those names that has 2 names. Like Norma Jean and Kimberly Ann and Howard Lee. So
how are you going to be listed on the ballot?
Joe Ali Husseini.
Okay,
and that is my legal name. But that's what everybody knows me in town as Joe Ali. So. Sure. Everybody called me Joe Ali, and everybody called my wife Mrs. Ali, so we just go with the flow. It's just easier this way.
All right. I'm going to do what I've done with most of the political candidates.
Sure.
Give you a minute or two to just talk about yourself and acquaint our audience, maybe those who don't know who Joe Ali is. Let us know a little bit about you.
There's a lot of people know who Joe Ali is, but I can tell you a little bit about me. First of all, I'm a husband. I met my wife, Christy, in 1987, and since then we have 2 amazing children, Danielle and Adam. They both are graduate of Friendship Christian School. Danielle went to go to Tennessee Tech. She went to Tennessee Tech. She graduated with biology degree from Tennessee Tech. And now she's in her first year of law school in University of Memphis. My son Adam, as I said, he's a graduate also of, Friendship Christian School. And now he is at University of Tennessee. So Joe Ali, I'm a local business owner. I own Auto Village here for the past 16 years, and it's been a great, great ride. I'm very active in the community. I'm very, very active in the community. I served on Wilson County Habitat for Humanity for 5 years, 2 years as a chairman of the board. And we helped many families, over about 20 families, to get a new house. And I was lucky enough to hand the keys to so many families, and that's a great moment. Also, I represented Wilson County for the Habitat for Humanity in Davidson County. And for 3 years, I was the Wilson County guy at the Davidson County Habitat for Humanity. We've had many event in our house, fundraising events, either for nonprofit or for political events. I had 150 plus people for Leadership Wilson came to our house as a for the charity. Also, I'm a graduate of Leadership Wilson in 2011, 2012. I had a couple I saw Senator Mark Pody. I had 2 events for Senator Mark Pody in our house. Also, I had a couple of events for Representative Clark Boyd in our house. And of course, I had other events, different places. And one of them was the guy who was running for governor. I'm not going to mention his name. He's the president of University of Tennessee now, though.
Yeah. Why you were seeking this when the vacancy occurred and were appointed by the county commission to sit in this seat until an election, and I understand this is a Republican primary.
It is.
Then there'll be the general election, and you would take office then following that, I suppose, for
2 more years.
Yeah, right, September 1. But anyway, pretty much this election here on March 3rd is going to determine who and you will keep that seat
until August.
Right. Okay. But why did you want to be on the county commission?
So I've always wanted to become on the county commissioner. This community, our community here, has given me a lot. I mean, has really given me a lot. And in return, I gave them a lot of my time through Habitat or through Leadership Wilson or through other events, Boy Scout of America. So I want to give back to the community. And so I would like to, so what happened here, when he resigned, that particular time he resigned, we had to put our names, 4 of us, to put our names on to replace the seat, the vacant seat.
Right.
And this particular time, my opponent, he was one of the 4, but the county commissioner decided, they picked me, to replace, and now I'm running here. I want to give back to the community. Like I said, Coleman, this community has been great to me in many, many ways. I mean, I don't sound like a guy from Tennessee, but I'm telling you, Coleman, my mind and my heart is Tennessee all the way. I'm a Tennessean all the way. My wife was born and raised in Tennessee. My kids born and raised here. I chose Wilson County. Wilson County did not choose me. So this is home. I came to Tennessee at age 18. So I grew up here. All my adulthood were here. So this community has been amazing place to raise my kids, to raise myself, and here I am.
All right. At this point, we need to take a break. Joe Ali is here talking about his candidacy for District 17 County Commission seat. We'll talk more after this break. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46. So see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. There's a couple of accidents out here. 40 eastbound near Fessler's. The heaviest flow is coming westbound, obviously, on 40 coming past the airport. Still a lot of traffic here on 24 westbound past Harding Place up through the Hickory Hollow area coming in from Rutherford County. There's a crash being cleared there on actually the 700 block due west there near Dickerson Pike that had some injuries. Princess Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. Check it out, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Love is in the air. Would you just love to sell your home, but you don't know what it's worth?
We would love for you to call us and we can preview your home and tell you the current market value.
There is no obligation. We love selling homes, and we would love to sell yours.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoler at Exit Rocky Top Realty, C&D Team, 443-3130.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, financing a new home isn't just about buying bricks and mortar. It's more like helping a neighbor build and grow in life, and you won't find anyone better equipped for that job than a friendly expert who's right down the street. Whether you're looking at new construction or a home equity line of credit, Wilson Bank and Trust will work with you on a home loan that's closer to home. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust online or in person when you're ready to take your next step in life, and you'll be glad you did. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
John Boyce here from the Scoreboard Show. For the first time ever, we will be extending the Scoreboard Show to include all of Wilson County High School and college basketball. Trent Perry and I will give you all the basketball scores from the county, as well as interviews from the coaches every Friday night from 9 to 11 right here on WANT FM 98.9. The Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Designers Carpet, Absolute Kubota, Kay Maynard with State Farm Insurance, Sheriff Robert Bryan and Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Dickey's Barbecue, and Southeast Motorsports.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Our final segment here on a Friday morning. Just joining us, Joe Ali is with us this morning. And again, on the ballot, that when people are voting, early voting started the 12th, which was 2 days ago, goes through the 25th. Election day is March the 3rd. It's Joe Ali
Husseini.
All right. But you're known in the community as Joe Ali.
Everybody, knows me as Joe Ali. I'll tell you, the first day I was cold. I was wet, but I was there holding the sign. And, it really was a cold day, but it's worth it. It's worth it to have the right person for that job. We've got to make sure that District 17 is well represented in the court, the Commissioner Court.
Let me throw out something here, because yesterday your opponent, Mr. Keith, Rusty Keith, was talking about the growth issue, and especially Maple Hill Road, with some proposed housing that he thinks is way too much, and he would fight against that. And so what's your stand on that?
So the growth is coming to our county. The growth is coming. There's nothing we can do to stop it. It's coming. And I would like to say District 17, it's not just Maple Hill Road. District 17 starts all the way from Castle Heights. So the Wilson Bank and Trust on Castle Heights is not in our district, but the Mitchell House, is. So if you go to Castle Heights, coming from the square, if you go on Castle Heights, everything on the left of Castle Heights, the Mitchell House, the City of Lebanon, the Academy Place, is in our district. But anything on the other side is not. So you go from Castle Heights all the way down to Carver Lane, say West Main Street, Highway 70. Anything on the right is in our district, District 17. Go to Carver Lane, then go to Maple Hill Drive, and go to Hornspring Road. So everything.
That's pretty much the boundaries of District 17.
That's correct. So, and also goes to Maple Hill Road, all the way down up to Trice Road, and all the way to Coles Ferry. You make a right on Coles Ferry is in our district. Make a left is not. It's kind of really, very kind of, odd, but we stop at Hamilton Springs. If you look at the map, Hamilton Springs, because before the buildings, before the apartments. So 2 apartments of Hamilton Springs are in our district, and the others are not. Eventually, they will change it, I guess. Yeah.
But the growth issues. How do you have people that are for it? You have people that are against it. I mean, you represent them all, but what can we do? Do you want to just invite anybody and everybody? We need some checks and balances here on
anything with management can be good. Anything growth with management, with correct management. I run the company myself. The growth is coming, and we need to grow. But at the same time, if you manage it correctly, it works great. So it's all about management and having figure out the infrastructure. So that if a good management, and we are really a good management team. Our county has done amazing job, with management. So the growth is coming. We cannot stop that from coming. The value of the property is going up. The schools are doing great. We have a great school system here in our county. So growth is coming. So it's just part of the thing. But if we manage it correctly, Coleman, we will be in great shape.
How familiar are you with the county commission? You have acquaintances maybe on the commission? You feel you can work well with the county commissioners?
I work very, very well with all of them. Like I said, when I applied for the job after the vacancy, I had to interview with all of them, to know me, to get to know me, to know my personality, to know my views and all stuff. And obviously, they thought that I qualify for the job. So now my relationship with them very good. I am Coleman. If you know me, you know who I am. And if you don't know me, I'm that I know your neighbor knows me or a friend knows me. I'm very involved in this community. So I'm a leader when it's time to lead. And also I'm a follower when it makes sense. So yes, I am very familiar with them. They are great people and they all have Wilson County in heart. See, we are commissioner for District 17, like I am myself. I'm a commissioner right now for District 17. Mm-hmm. But I'm not just commissioner for District 17. I'm a commissioner for all Wilson County. What I mean by that, anything happened in Wilson County, it matters to me. If something happened in Mount Juliet, it matters to me. If something happened in Watertown, it matters to me. This is our county. We are not there. Yes, I am there to represent District 17, to make sure that District 17 is managed correctly. But at the same time, anything in the county, see, as a commissioner, everything matters to me. It matters to my constituents. What I mean by that, I drive on the same road. I go with the same traffic. The same storms are affecting them, affecting me. So that's the good thing about commissioners. We are a neighbor. We're just a next door neighbor. So like I said, everything affect me and my family. So of course I want the best for my Wilson County.
Let's talk about the way that the county is financed, taxes, if you will.
Sure.
We have a sales tax referendum that is on the ballot right now that, if passed, the money, much of it is supposed to go to school teachers.
That's correct.
And really there are pretty much four ways for the county to have money: property tax, sales tax,
wheel tax,
impact fee, and wheel tax. Right.
That's correct.
So let's talk about your ideas about taxation. When is it time to raise taxes? When is it time not to?
I am pro. Sales tax. What I'm saying about that. Let's see here what we got here. Sales tax. Yeah. So reason why sales tax is so important, Coleman, because 30% of the people who pay sales tax in our county are not from our county. Are people driving on Highway 40, coming through Mount Juliet or coming through South Cumberland or going to Hartman Drive. So sales tax is really is the best way to do it. The more sales tax we get, the better we save ourselves from other taxes, property tax, of course. So sales tax is really important. Tourism. I heard Senator Mark also talk about tourism. Tourism is really important. We've got to figure out a way that we bring more tourism, to our county here. People pay money here. They're not using our nothing. You're not using in our schools, or they're not using our fire department or emergency services. But they're paying taxes here. And the more sales tax we get in our county, the better we are. So the more money coming in, we are good to go with sales tax. So sales tax is important. I don't know if I have time. The half a cent increase, the way it works, we are right now 9.25. We pay 9.25, taxes. So it's 9.75. We're trying to raise it to 9.75. So it's half a cent. So every $10, it's 5 cents.
Right.
The counties around us, there's a lot of counties. There's, let's see here, there's about 59 counties, I believe, that they do have 9.75. How many of us decided, we're not going to go today to Murfreesboro, for example, to go eat there because we might pay 5 cents more. I mean, we don't do that. So the 5 cents, but it helps so many teachers. We're going to be raising about $11 million, increase. It's really, the half a cent increase is not going to affect us. Like I said, every $10, only 5 cents. And we never stop from going from here to Williamson County or Rutherford County or any other county because we're paying 5 cents more.
Let me ask you about the property tax itself. There are times it seems there's no other alternative. The property tax has to be raised. How do you feel about that?
So right now, what we are doing with the property tax, I don't believe there's anything on the agenda right now for a property tax. Eventually, it's going to have to go up. I'm not sure really when, and here. But the more money we have to fund our services, sheriffs, fire, schools. We've got our town is growing. Here we've got to keep Lebanon as the hometown. Like the small hometown feeling. But growth is coming. Eventually, the 109 is going to become obsolete. Mount Juliet and Lebanon and Watertown. Eventually, we're all going to be one town.
Do you have any problems with the way basically the way the county is managed now, the way the money is spent? Do you think we're getting about as much bang for our buck as we can?
are doing an excellent job. I think we are AA. I don't know if you know. We are they rate each county, and I believe we are AA plus. I believe so. We are really doing great as a county. As we have great management. Our mayor is really and our commissioner are really doing a great job managing the county. We are really doing a great job. I mean, you can tell from looking around that. We are in excellent shape. We do have great leaders right now in the county commission and in our county mayors and our finance directors and also all the good stuff.
Time has gone really fast here. We've got a couple of minutes, and I'm going to let you have the rest of the time to kind of summarize your candidacy and why you think you ought to continue representing the people of District 17.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. I want you to know, if you know me, you know how detailed person I am. I'm a very detailed person. I have managed Auto Village for the past 16 years. We sell nothing but pre-owned cars, but we are A+ dealer with the Better Business Bureau. So by doing this, I didn't manage it correctly because, I knew one day I'm going to sit down here and run for a commissioner because that's the way it goes. I'm a good manager. When I was a teenager, I was a bus boy. Then I became part of the management team. I was a salesman for the local Ford dealership here. Then I became general sales manager. I was a board member at Habitat. Then I became the chairman of the board. So what I'm trying to say, at Auto Village, I start with 8 cars. Now we went up to 80 cars. So management is my job. If you want to look in the dictionary and see management, you see Joe Ali's picture next to it. So I am the right person for the job. I'm very detailed. I'm good with numbers. I'm a listener, and I listen to what people want. And this office, I'm not going to do what I want to do in that office. I want to do what the people in my district wants me to do. So I need their vote. And like I said, I will do a great job for them because I love this community. I love Lebanon. I love Wilson County. And God bless you all. God bless our county, and God bless USA.
All right. We will remind you early voting is taking place now through the 25th, Election Day, March 3rd. And Joe Ali Husseini is a candidate to continue serving District 17 as the county commissioner.
Excellent conversation. Yes, thank you.
That is it for Friday. Have a nice weekend. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.